This series is recommended for adult viewers only. Violence, harsh language, and themes of Shadowrun can be found inside. Welcome to another high energy impact introduction for this Shadowrun Ides of March, the second episode. I am APGamingREAL, and I am here to introduce Dunamis as Cipher, Ludemann as Sniff, Savannah as Blitz, and BigSpoon as the Director. I, myself, am Decay, and I am here to ask one question and one question alone. What is your character's favorite piece of media? For Decay, you have to understand that the Shadowrun timeline diverges in 1999, which means almost all media that didn't begin at that point will be different now. Fortunately, his favorite piece of media is Hong Kong cop movie called Infernal Affairs, which in 2006 would later be remade into The Departed. I assume in this new timeline, Infernal Affairs finishes getting made, but Martin Scorsese never makes The Departed, and thus never gets an Emmy, despite an illustrious and long career. Dunamis, favorite piece of media for Cipher?
You had me have to go check really quickly what year The Matrix came out. Conveniently, 1999.
It's 1999. You're good.
There you go.
So Cyrus's favorite media is his favorite movie, The Matrix. However, he has a custom edited version by himself where he replaced the name Neo with Cipher and replaced Cipher, the bad guy, with Cyrus the virus from Con Air.
So it's a heavily bootlegged copy of The Matrix.
It's 2076 and AI exists for real, so I assume that they just helped you do that.
Maybe. He doesn't really want a lot of people to see it, though, because they'd realize that he is both the hero and the villain at the same time, because he is both Cyrus and Cipher.
It's deeper.
Okay, Ludemann.
All right, I'm up. Sniff. His favorite piece of media is the 1930 novel, The Maltese Falcon.
Wow.
Will be. Of course it is.
Of course, by Dashiell Hammett. Yeah,
Were there other Maltese Falcons from 1939?
No, but you just have to hear that author's name to really. His name is Dashiell Hammett. Like, of course he wrote The Maltese Falcon.
Savannah, I hesitate to ask, but what is Blitz's favorite piece of media?
Blitz's favorite piece of media is anything by the Beach Boys.
Oh, I was going to say Chappelle Rowan. I was so wrong.
No, so growing up, her and her father would go antiquing all the time because he loved antiquing and he's a huge music head. And he collected all of these records, but they could never find a record player. But they did happen to find a bunch of CDs and a boombox.
Okay, so just for timeline reference, that would be like someone who is a hip young mercenary in our timeline liking music you could do the Charleston to.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Just need to make sure we're locked in. That
I know. Spoon and I were having
like
a discussion on whether or not it's considered classical.
It's 110 years. Yeah, it's classical. This is like the Star Trek movie where they're like listening to Beastie Boys and he goes, "Is that classical music?" Yeah, 300 years in the future, it's classical music. Yeah.
Fair.
Technically, it's modern music because it was made in the modern era, but we as a people assume classic means anything in the past. So, all right, Spoon, you have a character. All of them.
Oh, I do. That's true.
You must now pick one character and tell us their favorite piece of media.
Oh man, one character.
Yeah, you thought you were going to get out of this, motherfucker. Guess what? I'm pulling you back in for one last job. You were 2 days from retirement.
Sure. So I think one of my character favorite piece of media is the hit single Bag of Hammers by Concrete Dreams.
Is that Ryan Mills's favorite song?
It could be.
I mean, what I know about Ryan Mills, because I just finished editing episode 1 20 minutes ago, is that he's wearing a Concrete Dreams t-shirt.
He is wearing a Concrete Dreams t-shirt.
You have to tell us what character it is. You can't just say,
Oh,
here's the piece of media that any character in the entire world.
It is, in fact, Ryan Mills'
I know
favorite
it's
song.
Ryan Mills. You're just trying to play coy for a weird reason. All right, it's your show now, Spoon.
All right. So our camera is in the back hallway of this stuffer shack where there are two holes in two holes in two walls that both have been made by the same person. Decay has currently punched through the bathroom wall and picked up the unconscious form of Ryan Mills and has stepped back out into the hallway. So far, so good. What do you guys do?
I have a whole list of stuff right here, Spoon. Are you ready?
Let's hit it.
Cool. Step 1. I dump Ryan Mills on Sniff and Cipher, and I say, someone needs to take care of this man. He needs medical aid. While the two of them wait to answer me, I immediately call Blitz, and I say, look for the keys. There's a Ford Americar and a Hermes Astrovan out here. There's 3 people in there. You shot 2 of them. Probably their armor's a mess. The woman whose head I broke, definitely get her armor. Start looting them for keys, money. Grab anything of value that's still in the stuffer shack that you can eat.
Okay, you think we could get Cipher to get a look at this comlink here? I just kind of mulched a dwarf.
Is the comlink intact?
She's going to start looking for the comlink.
Great. And then while I let everyone else do their stuff, I go in and I grab 10 hits of Bliss, a pack of Soritos, and several 6-packs of Synthahol because I have people to feed on my apartment block, and I am gonna any good food from this stuffer shack is also going to them.
Sure. Fair. Blitz.
Sorry, I saw Ludemann raise his hand. Are we fighting over the food?
No. That is all yours.
It's all going to his dog.
Yeah.
Blitz is rolling edge.
Okay.
1 is good enough.
Well, I'm 1 out of 2, ain't bad.
The comlink did survive the mulching.
Okay.
So the dwarf does have his comlink on him, and it is operational. And then let's go ahead and cut back over to Sniff. You have a wounded man dumped at your feet by Decay as he just, brushes past you.
Yeah, he's approaching. Oh, no worries, Decay. I got this. Pushes his sleeves up on his jacket and approaches, puts his hand out. And I guess I would go into astral perception first and take a look at the aura and see, just try to get a read on what his actual physical condition is.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a sensing check.
Yeah. That'll do it. That's fine.
Okay, so I think that gets you basically everything. The general state of the subject's health, he is very injured. Like, not dying, but he's right on the edge of that. He's unconscious, so he does not have an emotional state. He does have a cyberware arm from the shoulder down on his right arm.
Mm-hmm.
He is mundane. You have not seen the subject's aura before. His essence is lower than yours. And I think that's probably about everything that you have that is relevant.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and hit him with the heal, and I hope that brings him at least back closer to consciousness.
Okay.
We'll go full force 5. 0 drain. Or 1 drain? 1 drain.
Yeah, it looks like 1 drain.
Or is that 0?
No, I think that's 0 drain because it's a -2.
Okay.
From the drain value.
So 1 hit.
Okay, so 1 hit. So he heals one box of physical. He is still unconscious though because he still has a full stun track.
Oh, I forget how stun works. That basically has to come back on its own, right?
You can stim patch him,
Oh, that's right.
or you can med kit him.
Okay.
Sniff, are you with me here or are you somewhere else? You look like you're concentrating pretty hard.
I am in the van. I think we got to the van with Ryan with Decay.
Well, you can put him here in my cocoon here. I mean, I can't tell if this guy's stable or not, but it automatically stabilizes him if he's not. And it comes with a med kit if we want to use that too. Looks like he needs it. I mean, he's part of the mission, right?
Good enough idea for me, unless anybody else has any other options, and he would toggle on the comm and ask.
I guess above the tablespoon, I have no idea how this is going to work, but the cocoon enhanced comes with a Valkyrie module, which is mobile stabilization unit medical shop. So people hooked up to it automatically stabilized and can be operated on remotely. And it comes equipped with a rating 4 medkit.
Basically, so the Valkyrie module is a kind of like a remote surgery drone, where like if you are a doctor, a doctor and or a drone operator, you can jump into that drone and perform surgery over the matrix. But it also does the standard medkit functions.
Okay, I was going to say, if it doesn't do a standard stuff without that part, it's kind of useless to me. Okay, all right. We'll just go for the stabilization and I guess try to apply the medkit. I imagine that's like shove him in, shut the door, push administer button.
Yeah, you like hook up some like trodes and attachments to his body.
Yeah,
and then you close the cocoon. So this will just be a straight med kit roll, so it'd be its rating times 2. So you roll 8 dice.
Okay. I'll just copy.
And do you want to heal physical or do you want to heal stun damage?
I'd imagine we want him conscious, so stun.
Okay.
So it'll just be 8. I will note that whether Sniff notices or not, I take off my trodes and just throw him on him, yet I'm still doing matrixy stuff. So it might look a little odd to be like, wait, don't you need that? Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, I can roll visual perception if you want me to notice.
Nope.
1 success. So you do with the med kits, I believe you do need to get an initial 2 hits.
Oh.
And then every hit after that will heal dice. So you hook him up to this thing, and it administers some drugs and says, it bings on the screen, treatment complete.
Looking at this guy's aura, would I know whether all I have is a few stim patches on me, rating 1 wise.
Mm-hmm.
Would I know whether one of those would bring him back to consciousness?
Yes, barely.
Barely. Okay.
Like he would be conscious, but he would have a full stun track -1.
Okay. Well, Sniff will reach into his pocket, pull one out, and say, "Hate to do this, and slap it on the guy."
I don't understand. The machine said treatment complete. Nothing changed. I feel like I just wasted resources. I don't understand. Like it doesn't make sense that I did the thing and the thing didn't do anything.
So you slap the stim patch on him, and he slowly comes to consciousness, groaning heavily, going, "What happened? Where am I?"
You got stuffed in a stuffer shack.
What?
And now you're in a cocoon.
What?
Oh, you're safe.
Who are you?
Kid, you got knocked on the head pretty hard. Do you remember anything about what you were doing with your package?
And when you mention his package, like he pats himself and goes, "Oh no, they must have taken it from me."
Oh, do you know who this guy is?
I don't remember.
I show him the picture of the guy that I saw in the video feed.
In the background, I'm popping the trunk and just loading 6 packs of synthol in there and just shouting at Blitz like, "Blitz, bring me the armor. What's going on, Blitz?"
He goes, "Yeah, I think that's the guy who hit me with the car."
Did you hear him say anything about where they might be going?
No, everything kind of went black after getting hit with the car.
You were at a building before you got hit.
Yeah,
What happened there?
I retrieved a package.
Okay, that's where it was. Got you.
So we'll cut away from this into the Stuffer Shack where we see Blitz and Decay furiously looting.
Yeah, Blitz is going after the armor and gear and such.
Okay. So you go look at their stuff. Look at their stuff. They're wearing armored clothing.
For the two people who were shot, it can't be very useful, but I am going to take
Yeah.
it off the person whose head I cut off.
Yeah, there is the two that you killed, Blitz. It's basically shredded, but there is the one orc-sized set that is on. Like if you want to strip this person and leave their naked body on the floor.
Blitz says, that's none of my business.
PK
Um,
just sets about to doing it immediately.
Okay.
He actually
More power
looks at
to you.
yeah, he looks at Blitz and he's just like, she's dead. She doesn't need it.
You're just going to leave her naked?
She was going to kill me specifically. Oh, sorry. What I say is she was going to kill me specifically with a knife.
Between all three of them, you do find a cred stick with 200 new yen on it, 2 knives, 2 rating 1 comlinks. They're meta links. Or sorry, 3 rating 1 meta links. And then a Colt America L36, a Fachette Security 600. Those are both light pistols.
No keys?
You do not. Cars don't really have keys anymore unless they have like the vintage quality. You know that most like vehicles are usually tagged to a like a comlink or like a pan. You do also find on the dwarf that Blitz killed, you do find a slightly nicer comlink.
Cool. While you're doing that, I'm going to take the 2 comlinks, the 3 regular comlinks outside and check to see which vehicles they may be tied to.
So you find a Renraku Sensei. So you can't access the comlinks. You have to have a access ID.
That's okay.
Like it's still like
Yeah, I know a guy.
they're on, but you have to input your code.
Listen, Spoon, we're not being paid enough for this job. All right. Here's the plan. We're going to bring stuff back and then we're going to hand it to Jimmy Hot Hands and say, page 287 of the player's manual says that you can swag our stuff for us for money. Swag it.
Sure.
Swag
Yeah.
boy.
You could theoretically hack the comlinks and get access to the vehicle.
Yeah, I know. We're going to give it to Cipher.
Oh yeah.
But you're doing a thing with Blitz and a Renraku Sensei.
Yeah. Yeah, so you find the Renraku Sensei comlink on the dwarf. And then also, because I think he told you to look for any sort of value or like, I don't know, what did Decay say?
Valuable foodstuffs in the Stuffer Shack.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you checking those too?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, you find what you might find in like a Bucky's or
What a
like an Easy Mart.
Okay, I know that one.
Yeah. So it's basically like it's part grocery store, part gas station, part like electronics store. Like this is basically like a very tiny like Walmart or Meijer.
This is like a Wawa's. Is that what
Yeah,
we're going for?
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
I'll take all the food that looks good.
They also make 6-foot subs.
The regional references happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the sushi though.
And a lot of the so you get basically 2 kind of types of food. You get like the like cellophane packaged like soy, like Soritos, soy burgers, things that you can throw into like a microwave and heat up. And then you also get bulk, like bags of like rice, like corn kernels, and then like packaged soy.
Okay.
Go ahead and make me a perception check as you turn to leave the office to go do all this looting.
There we go.
Okay, so still just one hit.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you leave the office, snag the Muraku Sensei off the dwarf, and then head out into the main part of the stuffer shack. Pull all this stuff off the shelves, and then take it out to the van.
Yep.
So Decay, Blitz, go ahead and make me, what is it, like lift and carry? So make me lift and carry rolls.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty good at this one.
Okay.
I got 3 on 8, and it looks like you got
I got 4 on
15.
15.
Oh wow. 15's pretty good.
We did about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Sure, you can lift twice as much stuff as me, but we're pretty
So
much.
Blitz has like 3 like 50-pound bags of like soy over one arm. As you guys are taking stuff out to the car, loading it up.
DK's bringing out all of the classic essentials: milk, eggs, bread, and toilet paper.
Are you sure you want the milk? How long is it going to be in the car?
It's 2076 modern soy milk. I assume it's shelf stable.
Yeah. I was more worried about the eggs.
Life.
What are soy eggs?
No, they're real eggs.
It's just the plastic eggs just filled with soy.
No, they're real eggs. It's just they're $13 a dozen.
Oh, okay.
The future nightmare of $13 a dozen eggs.
They're behind the locked glass doors.
We had to get a store attendant to get to that. Oh boy!
Or like you go to the
for keys.
It's the one door I couldn't hack.
You go to the aisle and it's like the tear tag that you have to take up to the cashier and. Okay, so you guys load up the car with all this stuff. Ryan is barely conscious.
Yeah. Sniff would say to him at some point, like, all right, kid, if you don't have any extra info, your job is just to stay low. We're working for Jimmy. We're going to get you back to him. We got to find that package first. Pipe up if you
Jimmy,
think.
Good. Okay. I'll let you know. And he like pulls the door to the cocoon closed again.
And as Blitz and DK are walking back in with like all that, loading the van, Sniff's would stroll back into the stuffer shack, take one look around, but mostly be looking for the soy calf and getting a large cup poured for himself and walking back out.
All right. Yeah. You find the soy calf dispenser and it spits out some hot soy calf. Probably not the greatest you've ever had, but it's
good enough.
It's soy calf.
Yep.
Okay.
And the next thing that Sniff wants to do is he's going to, thinking about needing to find that chip, he's going to whistle up a spirit here is his plan. So yeah, let's walking back out, sipping his soy calf. He lets out a little and starts muttering under his breath a little bit. And he's going to summon up a Force 3 spirit.
I'm going to look at Cipher and say, just as soon as the Game Master is done what he's currently doing, can you call Hot Hands and let him know that we've secured the courier?
Will do. How much do I tell him about the chip? Usually my mission.
Just tell him we don't have the chip yet. And then I dump the 3 comm links in your hand and say, and hack these.
I immediately get distracted and go right to hacking and forget to call.
No, I literally slap him full hand open right in the face and say,
you might kill me.
I'm not, and I'm not doing it hard. I'm just like, no, call Jimmy first.
Got it.
Okay, but also this is the one you want to hack. And she points to the dwarf's one.
I hold all 3 to make it clear. I have comm links, even though I took my trodes and stuff off, and I call Jimmy. And then I'm like, oh, And I slowly put up and like put on Trodes again, even though it's already ringing. I basically just relayed, unless Jimmy wants to talk, I pretty much just say, we got Ryan. Step 1 done. Moving on to step 2.
Sounds great. Let me know when you got the package.
Sure, we'll do. Hey, do you know who this is? And I sent him a picture of the orc guy.
You information costs million, my friend.
What? This is your mission. How dare you? Click. Do I so I know like if the Matrix is
showing
like
him a picture of, by the way.
The dude that had the chip.
Okay.
In the video footage.
The gang lieutenant. Gotcha.
Yeah. Explains his maybe answer. But so help me understand like the localized piece in the Matrix here, right? Like I get we're in like a barren area where the not good coverage, but there was a signal on the shack. So, if I search, like do a browse search, am I only searching this shack because it's not connected to anything else?
No, you are technically connected to the Matrix here. You're just so this stuffer shack is connected to what's left of the what would be the public grid. So you'll suffer a penalty basically based on you're using the public grid, and then you're out in like the middle of nowhere. So you'll have a noise penalty.
Okay, then I would like to. I did not take reduced noise. Well, okay, we're taking the noise penalty. I would like to do a browse, basically search of the public, like a Google image search, I suppose, of the public matrix for this dude.
Okay. Well, let's come back to that in 1 second, and we'll do Sniff's summoning first.
Yep.
All right, so we're doing. So you're going force 3.
Double checking. Like I think actually, so I roll against the spirit's force. I was thinking of binding where it's like force times 2. So I'll go force 4 if I'm getting it right.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Summoning's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But binding is the hard part.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can handle a 4.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your summoning.
All right. So that starts out as a 6, and I add my +2 for my mentor spirit. Rex is whispering in my ear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 hits. I roll its force, which is 4. I got 2 hits, so you have 1 net success.
Man.
So you have a single service.
Okay. Well, I have 1 main one that I was looking for, so that works out.
And then you also need to resist 4 drain.
Okay. So I resist 2.
Okay, so you take 2 points of stun damage.
Yeah. Which does put me at a -1 moving forward.
Okay. So what does this spirit look like that comes bounding up to you out of in the astral plane?
Yeah. I feel like this one looks like you're kind of like an Irish setter, but its fur is all black, very silky looking, very pretty. But it's obviously a 10 out of 10 good girl.
Fantastic. All right. So you summon the spirit. It comes to your call, and you get a sense of it's asking you what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and he's going to start thinking about the chip and pushing it out onto a search mode. He's not going to wants it to stay relatively close for a little bit and then start circling out. And my plan is to get into the van and then pop into astral projection and essentially follow it and search with it.
Okay. Yeah, so it it does the dog thing. It walks in a circle like 3 times, looks back up at you, it sticks its tongue out of its mouth and pants a few times, and then goes bounding off away from you out into the ether.
Okay. As it takes off, he obviously explains the plan to everybody else as he hops into the van.
Oh, are we meant to follow? Wait, can we see it?
You might be dumped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not unless he orders it to manifest.
Right.
Got it. So are we taking just the van, or I guess how much time do we have?
Just get ready to drive. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna pop in and keep an eye on it, and I'll let you know.
I want to imagine DK and Blitz are just standing over Cipher waiting for him to hack the Ranraku Sensei. For DK, it's because he can't wait for him to start breaking into the other comlinks. But yeah, it's like having two supervisors standing over you.
It's just like, can you please open the door?
So let's go ahead and do we'll cut back to our hacking rolls over here.
So I was gonna because I called Jimmy Hot Hands first, and he didn't know who the guy was. I was gonna do a search first to see if I can find any hits on this image on the internet.
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing about that you need to realize about the Matrix, right? So today we have a fully integrated internet where you can go on the internet and Google reverse image search something, and you'll have access to everything that's on the internet. In Shadowrun, that internet was destroyed in the crash of 39, or is it 29? In the first Matrix crash. That internet is gone. The internet has basically balkanized into hundreds of different like things that are owned by separate corporations. So you could run a browse on the public grid. The chances of you turning anything up are going to be pretty slim. Like facial recognition software, it doesn't really work unless you have access to a bunch of different databases.
So the public search won't work, but if I was right next to like a database that's known for this type of thing, then I could search in that database.
Yeah, like if you had like access to the Lone Star or Knight Errant or even ZPD, if you had access to their databases, you'd have a better chance of turning something up because this dude is a criminal.
But how would I access their databases remotely though? I guess is the part I don't get. Do I have to be like within hacking range, right?
You have to be within your signal range, which your signal range is pretty high, but your physical location means you would be taking a pretty significant noise penalty as well.
I got you. So at this point, I think I would put off this browse search then until potentially hacking one of these comm links to get into whatever database access they might have and see if that opens any doors when you don't have open yet.
Sure. Or this person might be a contact in one of their phones.
Yes, 100%. But I think because Decay is standing over me and just staring, I'll just hold out the comm links and wait for him to point to which one to do first.
Ranraku Sensei.
Okay, so I believe this is a perception check to learn the access ID, and then with the access ID, I could do spoof commands, which basically is hacking it.
Yeah, you could.
I could hard hack. I could hard hack it too. I suppose.
Yeah, you can. I will say you don't even need to do a matrix perception check. You're looking at the thing, even if it was hidden. If it was in hidden mode, you would still be able to find it. So we'll just do, if you want to spoof it, we can go straight to spoofing, or if you want to like hack it, you can.
Because Sniff said we only have about a minute, I'd probably go for the hard hack, which means I'm using hacking, logic, and exploit. 4. No, we're not doing that. I would hurt myself, quite literally. Let's do 2 and assume I don't hurt myself. And I am not in the matrix right now, so I don't get the sim bonus. So 4 + 6 + 2. 4 successes, but I also must roll. I must resist 2 fade. Yeah. Okay. Very nice.
And since this comic does not really have an active user anymore, your 4 successes are enough to hack an access ID to it. So you can basically change ownership over to whoever you would like. On the Ranraku Sensei, you do see there are a couple of tagged things. There's a pair of goggles and a Ford Americar. basically this this comlink now can access the vehicle parked in the parking lot.
I would do whatever the equivalent of. I would hold it up and then like flash the lights to the car it goes to, and then just like hold it up for either Blitz or Decay to snatch.
Yep. So
I'm going to
there's-
look at Blitz because DK doesn't actually know how to drive. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking what I just said was DK doesn't have any skill ranks in driving. No, DK doesn't know how to drive.
I love that for him.
And can I assume there's not even assume? Can I just ensure there's some sort of piloting skill on this car? Like it can, if I just
Yes.
basically give it the simple command, follow me in the van.
Yep.
There you
It has
Okay.
Ford America, I believe, has a pilot of 2.
Not bad. Okay.
I mean, it's rolling 2 dice, which is
Yeah.
not great, but
Well, if it takes a wrong turn, hopefully I'll see it in the mirror and say, God damn it. But
I mean, it's only going to need to roll if you guys start doing like some real like crazy combat driving maneuvers.
okay. And I would try to keep my avatar or my mark active so it has a signal through me to everything else, I guess. So I'm like a node for it to get signal through.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a way for Cipher to see like where this car was at last?
If you weren't in the bearings, probably, because you would have the grid guide and you would be able to like look up in the grid guide where like it's, last known locations.
It doesn't
But-
have Apple Maps, off map, no Wi-Fi, internal gyro, best guesstimate. No.
It does not, no.
It's kind of
I
broken
snatched
shard
the
of
comlink.
MapQuest.
I was gonna say it's the original TomTom where every path you've ever been on is still purple.
I throw the comlink to Blitz and say, "Can you drive this behind us? I want to sell the car to Hot Hands and move it for cash."
Yes, but I'm not sure why you want to sell it to Hot Hands.
I don't know how to sell things to people.
Oh, well, I think he's a stupid asshole, and she'll go and start driving the car.
I shout behind her, "Do you have a fixer?"
Yes.
Sorry, I'm vaguely Irish. "Do you have a fixer?" Okay.
Yes.
And I say, "Then if you want to handle it," and then I wait for you to slam the door and go, "Okay, I guess she'll just handle it." I make sure all the stuff in the back of Cipher's van is all packed away very tightly and loaded in there. Just lots of toilet paper for reinforcement along the walls to make sure nothing falls out. Hey, you're laughing? We've been through numerous disasters over the last 5-6 years, guys. Tell me that every motherfucker in the entirety of America doesn't go milk, eggs, bread, toilet paper. All right, DK's he's a normal American guy
So
living in an abnormal American world.
you create a little nest of toilet paper, groceries,
Guns, a piece
yeah.
of armor.
And so you have probably about 400 new yen worth of stuff that you've stolen from this stuffer shack.
Yeah, and the other 3 comlinks, I'm gonna have Cipher break them later too. Yeah.
Sure.
Jailbreak. Boop, boop. I thought you were making the roll to determine how well he made a toilet paper nest. I was like, I can't wait to see what a critical fail on that looks like.
Now, just to be clear, I'm not moving my part of the groceries to Jimmy Hot Hands to fence for me. I'm bringing them home and giving them to my community.
Is there a very clear division of like DK's pile versus the
That's
sellback stash?
listen. We're greyhawking right now. We don't have time to do that kind of nonsense.
Okay, all right.
We can do the division later.
I think one other thing I would not. I don't think I would verbalize this, but one other thing I would do before continuing the hacking on the comlinks is erase my mark from the existing network, just like as my what do you call it? Like neuroticness. I hate being traced and like existing in the matrix unless like it's gone. So do a quick roll to basically delete my mark so it doesn't exist in the shack anymore.
Sure. Yeah, so you're going to erase your access ID.
Yes, I think think that's an edit.
Yes, it would be an edit
I
file.
took at rating 2 and has a fade of 0. Okay, so it would just be a 2. So 4 successes. Now I need to resist 2 fade. Son of a bitch! I hurt myself. Okay.
You take
Great.
1 stun.
As I'm taking what looks like a break between hacking comlinks, all of a sudden you see Scythe go, and then he goes back to hacking. I'll just go whichever comlink is next in front of me and just try to quickly do this. Repeat the same process.
Okay. So go ahead and make those rolls, and I'm going to go ahead and make the roll for the spirit. How long do you guys want to sit in this parking lot until the spirit comes back?
As far as I'm concerned, Sniff's in charge right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Do we know? I don't really know how they move really quickly in astral
They move
space,
at the
so-
speed of thought. Yes.
Yeah. If we're sitting longer than 5 minutes, he would say, we can circle the block or start taking a spin and look, so we don't sit here suspiciously. But
You own that rating 1 Metalink.
I hope it's the one that doesn't go to a car. It just goes to something completely useless.
The only one that had a car attached was the Renraku Sensei.
What about
'cause there
the
was
Hermes
only one.
Astrovan? You
That
described there being a Hermes Astrovan.
I did describe there being a Hermes Astrovan.
And there's
There
no
does not
comlink?
seem- There does not seem not on any of these 3.
It must be vintage.
I have another question.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, which comlink belonged to the dwarf?
The Renraku Sensei.
Okay, is there any way to see like the messages on it? Because he was texting furiously before I
Yes.
killed him.
Didn't you just
have-
run away with it though?
You currently
Yeah, she's in the
have
car
full-
right now,
full
looking through his
access.
text messages. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a
because-
normal thing you
because-
do when you murder somebody and hack into their day planner is to just read all of their diary entries. Yeah.
Looking at
Wonder
his
who-
planner.
Wonder
you know.
who was texting last night.
Yeah, so you look up in his comlink to see his last message. So you see an outgoing message that says, help. The Stuffer Shack is under attack. Let's see. He
Womp
says, I think everybody was dead by this point.
Yes.
So he says they killed Roach and Sable. Come get me out of here. And there is no response. That was like 15 minutes ago.
I think that's probably when Cipher takes off.
Okay, we're hacked. We're clean. It's like nothing ever happened here. Do we have a heading?
I get in the
Heading?
car.
Your spirit still has not come back yet.
Okay. Yeah, has Cipher shared that, like he did get a message off asking for help?
I think it was Blitz that was
I think-
that was.
Oh,
So
Blitz
it's
has
kind of
that.
like I
All right,
jailbroke it, then handed it to Blitz.
There we
it's
go.
like- So I have the other 2. Just like I finished hacking them, I just put them down. Like I'm not interested in what's in them. I just wanted to hack them.
Yeah, if we hear that they know that we were here or under attack and they got a message off, then Sniff would certainly recommend we peel out.
Did you like send? What exactly were we waiting for? Did you like send something out to help us find where it went?
One of my dogs is out sniffing right now. We'll see. Hopefully they get back soon, but they can find me just about anywhere. So we don't have to stick around here.
Well, I'm just thinking if he got the message off, right, and he knows that he was attacked, and he said 2 of them are dead, it's safe to assume that he also died. I wouldn't respond like whoever it is he messaged wouldn't. They're probably on the move, so your Sniffer is probably tailing them and not going to come back here.
Well,
Is that how they work? What do? Do they follow, or do they just locate and come back?
that is a bit of a That's a bit of a point. I think most of the time they would come back once they found them the first time, unless I explicitly gave instructions to follow to their destination. They can be very literal at times. It's a little tough to say.
I know the feeling with my sprites.
I can summon up a watcher, someone just to keep an eye here. They'll come get me if somebody shows back up if we need to.
Hey, well, so I guess my concern is we don't know where we're going, but they know we were here. And so if we're here, I feel exposed. You can see him kind of like close in a little bit physically as he says that.
Great. I think we can start circling the neighborhood, looking for activity if you like, or at least find somewhere to lay low that's not directly where we just, murked a few people.
Fair enough. And I will just start driving on the road, like just the closest road, and just start driving. Because I'm pretty sure we couldn't pilot because we're too barren. So I imagine.
So like you can't plug in an address and have it go there, but you can just give your autopilot instructions, because the autopilot doesn't need matrix connections to just drive, but it does need to be given instructions.
If that wasn't clear, I did want to summon and leave a watcher spirit back at the Cipher shack just to let me know if anybody else shows up.
I think watchers are just like force 1.
They're just like basic. My understanding, I don't even think I have to roll to summon it. I don't know exactly how it works. I can double check, but they're basically, they can't do much.
Yeah, because they just sit and watch and basically like
literally.
And then
I can have as many of them as I have. I think there's like up to the charisma score, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
An astral babysitter.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so you summon up a watcher spirit. It's like a little puppy dog.
Yeah.
Comes trotting up to you and just kind of sits and then turns and faces towards the stuffer shack and just sits and watches.
Good boy.
Okay, so you guys pull out of the parking lot.
Cipher, make sure you've got everybody linked in on the comms since Blitz is in the Americar.
So I had it linked to the car. It would be kind of on autopilot just to follow us, and I'd be providing a signal for it to.
Yeah.
But Blitz is in the car right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying get her in our ear holes. We need to be able to talk to her.
Yeah, and I think given what we've had, I would encrypt the connection too, versus just open comms.
Do you guys have micro transceivers?
I do.
Not me.
I know at least a couple of people do, but
I feel like I added a whole bunch of random crap, and that was one of them. Yeah.
But anyway, regardless, the two vehicles pull out of the Stuffer Shack parking lot and begin driving on the like potholed, barely there street.
I start struggling back into my combat armor since I continuously swap outfits, and I was very nervous being without combat armor while someone had a knife on me.
Yeah, and also the inside of the van smells like mead now.
No, because of my shirt. Yes. Hey, listen, using the mead was a good callback to taking the mead from the strip club. All right?
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Yeah. That's real conservation of plot elements, Chekhov's mead.
All right, so what's are we waiting for the puppy dog to come back?
I think we have to circle the area while we're doing that, right? Wasn't that Sniff's plan?
Do that. And if the spirit's still kind of taking his time, Sniff would probably turn his hat, grab his hat and snuff it a little lower on his head and say, I'm going to take a quick snooze and check around and go astral perception and look around for the dog as well.
Yeah, you can go right to the dog because you have like a telepathic connection more or less.
Yeah,
with the spirit, and so you can go directly to it, and you do so at the speed of thought. It has basically it's circled out from the Stuffer Shack location in ever wider and wider circles. Basically, when you show up, you get the feeling of haven't found it yet. It's very hard to look for a piece of technology for this spirit that really only can sense living things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically looking for the imprint of the auras on this piece of technology.
Can he give it the picture of the lieutenant?
You could, except for you've already spent your service.
That's true. Next time.
But basically, above the table, another 45 minutes pass, and the dog does find the location of this.
How long did it take us to drive out here? Like, is 45 minutes enough time for us to go back, drop Ryan off, and come back? Or is that not even close?
No, not quite.
Okay,
like, you need like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Like, most of that is getting through the Barrens safely. And then, like, once you're out of the Barrens, it's, another, like, 15 minutes to where Jimmy's bar is.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep what's-his-face in the cocoon, which Cipher does not like. He's uncomfortable not being in the cocoon himself.
So I think at this point, that black, like jet black Irish setter dog leads you to a warehouse, or like it leads you basically to a large blob of a building that has, and you can see like the bright shining like grass that's like grown up over the sides, like some vines are crawling up into a window, like the parking lot is cracked, and you see all of the plants growing in the cracks in the parking lot. You see, the bright, like little zips of bugs flying. So you see basically, because like all life in the astral shows up extremely brightly to you. Whereas technology is like, so a good example is like the Wraith world in Lord of the Rings.
Right. Okay.
So like the Wraiths, like when Frodo puts on the ring, the Wraiths become the people that they used to be, and everything else kind of fades into that like grayish background. It's very much like that, but with life and then technology. So he leads you to this building, where you now know where it is.
Does it? Do I see anything that looks like dual natured or like
make me
otherwise?
Make me an astral perception check.
Yes. All right. It's that window. Astral perception, which is not. Is that a sensing specifically?
It is not a sensing. It is a separate. I think it's actually just your perception check.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's an actual skill on its own. I don't remember exactly.
All right, visual or just regular?
This would be visual. I would. Well, actually, no. This would be astral. So it does not count as a visual perception check because you can specialize into astral.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 3 successes.
Cool.
You do not see any dual-natured beings here, or at least around this building. I will say with a 3. So like 5 or 6 blocks away, you see 2 humanoid figures like scamper across the street in between buildings.
Okay.
And then out of sight.
Oh.
But like it's pretty far away.
I would be there just peek, try to like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you zip down to the end, this like intersection.
Yeah.
And look down. There are 2. They're like humanoid sized figures, and they are like they're not running. They're like loping. And you see every now and then, like they'll like put all 4 onto the ground and then like do a couple like of those and then stand up and run again.
That's weird. Is that anything Sniff would recognize with like a magical knowledge type thing? Or
sure, yeah. Go ahead and hit me with the magical knowledge.
All right. I've got traditions, theory, and threats. I don't know if those actually are what I'm looking for.
I need to control F this.
There's a lot of skills.
Okay, it's right here. Fantastic. Magical theory, 1 success.
Yeah.
Yeah, one success is fine. You've heard of ghouls before.
Oh, okay.
As these two figures, one of them stops and like snaps around to look at you, and he keys in on your astral form and begins running towards you.
Oh, I'm zipping away.
Okay.
Zipping away. Back to the van, and you see me sit up with a start.
Before you do that,
depending on how fast I get there, yeah.
make me another astral perception check.
Where'd that go? Where'd my perception go? Oh my gosh. Oh, wrong.
Yeah, again, sorry, it's just your normal perception.
Yeah. Visual or other? No, this is regular.
This is astral because you're astrally projecting.
One.
Okay. All right, so you didn't glitch and you didn't get no successes, so I will give this to you.
Okay.
You are able to find the van that has your body in it.
Okay.
And I will let you know that moving your body while you are astrally projecting is a bad idea.
Okay.
Because you have no idea where your body is.
There's not some like connection to the body that
there is not.
Spirit.
your spirit has left your astral form.
Yeah, all right.
Has left your body.
This is Sniff, basically.
Yeah. So like it's not a big deal if you remain in like visual sight of your body. But if you're like, hey, I'm in this moving car, I'm gonna go, across the city, then you don't know where they've gone.
You better know what street they're supposed to be.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, that's good to know. That's very good to know.
That's funny.
Terrifying.
Yes.
I'm picturing like in Marvel when she does like the, pushes people out to the Hulk, and the Hulk's like, oh.
Yes, 100%. That would be like a forced astral projection.
I think I have like hours times my magic or something. So it's like 5 hours or so total to like get back. Yeah, that's
yeah. And it's There's some nasty stuff out there, man. You got to be careful.
That's cool. I love it. All right. Well, I take it back.
It might be too late for this, but just maybe for next times. Could I have used the number, whatever it was, that the dwarf guy sent the help message to trace the user in the matrix of that number to see physically where they are located in the matrix?
If you called them, there has to be an active connection to trace their location.
Got it. Okay, that's fair. I wasn't sure how I identify that user, if it's just like a received message or something.
Yeah, I mean, so that like there is a name in the contact. Yeah.
But it doesn't give me like their matrix access ID, which is kind of what I would be looking for to trace someone. Okay, got it. Well, that's an option I can propose if the dogs don't turn up something.
So Sniff comes to from his nap.
I think that through a little bit harder next time. Anyway, found where they are, and there's bonus threat nearby. A couple ghouls loitering around.
I look to see DK's reaction to see if he's nervous about ghoul, because I'm obviously not fighting him.
I mean, it's a serious problem for DK to be engaging in hand-to-hand combat with a thing that specializes in hand-to-hand combat. But he's not nervous. He's impossible to read because he's got his skull plate mask on. With goggles over top.
I feel like Cipher he's actually driving the van. And as he's driving, he keeps checking. Like he's checking to see what DK's reaction is. Like he's checking out the kid in the backseat. And if you're just stone-faced with a mask, he's like, okay, I guess we'll just go there.
I check in with Blitz over the comlink and everyone at the same time, and I say, so what are we going to do now about these ghouls?
Were they bad?
All ghouls are bad.
What is that? What'd they do?
Yes, Blitz.
They took that
They're bad ghouls. Step. They're bad ghouls.
They didn't seem passive, I'll say that. I can't say one way or the other.
Did they seem like they wanted to eat your face?
There was a mild face-eating vibe.
Okay, then we're going to kill them, obviously.
Why can't we just avoid them? Do we have to go to them?
Do you want them to eat your face?
No, that's why I want to drive around them.
Okay, then we drive around them. Otherwise, I'm going to kill them.
Okay, Sniff, can you direct me in a way to get to where we're going and maybe avoid the ghouls?
Yeah, I would give directions and like specify, the side of the street they were on and try to get us to be able to approach from as innocuous a direction as possible.
Yeah, take so a extra wide turn around wherever they were last located.
Yeah, the ghoul, the spot where you spotted those ghouls is easily avoided. It was like 5 to 6 blocks away from this. As you pull up to this large building, it turns out it was a warehouse.
As we get closer to our destination, I guess I'm like judging how busy and active it is by like how many other lights are on and how close we want to get, but also keeping my mind open to any other like signals that may be broadcast in the Matrix.
Sure. So go ahead. Everybody can make me a visual perception check. Cipher, if you would like to make me a matrix perception check. That is a 4 for Sniff, a 3 for Blitz, a 6 for Cipher, and a 2 for Decay. Oh yeah, because you defaulted on perception, right, Decay?
Yes.
So you all see this warehouse, large parking lot, 2 loading dock doors. It's about like 6 feet from the pavement to the top of the loading dock, or probably more like 5.5, like enough for like a tall person to be chest level. Stairs up onto the loading dock. You see an exterior set of metal stairs right here that lead up to a door. Both of the like roll down doors on the loading dock are closed. And then with a 3, Blitz, you notice there are cameras here and here, and then you would assume on like the opposite corners of the building as well. With a 4, Sniff, you see that this door up here is slightly ajar, and there are like flickering lights. It's like a flickering light coming from the inside. Cipher, with 6 successes, you basically get, I think, pretty much every active device in the area. So there are there are 10 active comlinks inside this building, along with a node that would be like the node for the building. Let me see if does that give you what is attached to them as well. Matrix perception.
Well, while we figure that out, I will I think load up a detect life. Get that sustained, I think. Unless, well, we can probably discuss this a little bit more. How far away from this thing are we going to be parked in?
That's a great question. You guys are out on the street right now, kind of like creeping past.
Sure. Are we within 50 meters? I would assume.
Because what 50 meters
50
is like.
meters is a long distance.
Yeah, 50 meters is essentially 50 yards. So yes, you would be
Cool.
within
I roll
50 yards.
I roll the window down. I take off my right glove and I hold my hand out the window towards the building.
Okay.
Am I picking up any ultrasound, motion sensors, anyone using any active stuff like that?
So you would pick up with your passive sense that the camera here and the camera here have motion sensors on them.
Right. What do I see in the entire building now, since I see everything, because I get all of their sound bouncing around?
You have to I will give you, because because sound can't go through the hard walls, but since this door up here is open, I'll give you a little bit on the inside. So like you see essentially this large catwalk and these like first few shelves that are basically like empty metal racking. But to get like a full sonic picture, you would need a larger opening or to be closer to the door.
And the loading bays are closed.
Yeah, the
completely closed, not an inch of.
Listen, I mean, ultrasound does have to get back to you.
Yeah, Spoon, I'm aware of how it works. I'm just trying to get every fucking advantage I can right now, okay?
Yeah.
Very fair.
You understand I'm trying to game the system.
I do understand.
Actually, we oh yeah, all right. Can I use clairvoyance on that gap in the doorway to like
Yeah, you absolutely could, to like put your
Yeah.
senses up, to put your vision or your vision, right?
see as if I'm looking like standing there essentially, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Let's do that. And then I'll do this at got that stun going, so I want to reduce the drain a little bit. A force 3, I guess.
Okay.
That's
3 hits. Okay, so you send your vision up to it's like crack in the door, and you can see in. Go ahead and give me a visual perception check. So you see through like the crack in the door. It's looking like you're looking like this way.
Yeah, I should basically be able to see like I'm standing up on that catwalk, right? Like,
Yeah. So you see like the lights in here are like kind of shoddy. They're long, like fluorescent bulbs on the ceiling. Several of them are flickering. Do you have any sort of like low light or dark vision?
I don't personally. I no. So I mean, I have contact lenses that have the low light,
that doesn't transfer with your.
Exactly.
Okay, so but with 3 successes over here on the floor, you see a dead body laying in a pool of blood, and then further over here, you see some visual flashes, and I need everybody to go ahead and give me an auditory perception check.
Okay. As we're hearing that, Sniff will utter out loud, "I see a body on the floor of the warehouse. Got blood."
He's putting his gloves back on.
Sorry, how do I do a non-matrix perception check?
So it'd be just it's your perception. Do you have the perception skill?
It's an active skill.
Did I take that? Great, I did. Damn! Did I ever?
All right.
Jesus, that's all successes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see them not in the Matrix. This is very weird.
He's on alert.
Okay.
I think all he wants to do is find a place to park so he can go into VR. And he's getting annoyed because he is like parking, sensing everything. And he's like, "It's right there. The Matrix. It's right there."
So as you guys kind of roll past this and Decay rolls the window down and sticks his hand out the side and kind of senses, you see him do his weird, like, holding his hand up thing. And Decay and Blitz can hear gunfire from the inside of this building. Cipher, you also hear the unsilenced gunfire, but you also hear silenced weapons inside this warehouse.
Huh.
And there's an active gunfight going on inside.
That sounds like my gun. Like, the quiet one? Did you guys see the quiet one? I have a gun like that.
I get out the car immediately.
Are we going? No.
Over the comlink inside my helmet. I feel like my comlink / phone is just like held by the side of my head while I'm walking, and you just hear me going like, huh, huh, and I say, "Yeah, go now. Somebody's hitting these guys. It's whoever wants to chip."
Right. Cipher, get that drone out. Get eyes on everybody. Keep us informed.
Let's.
Sniff steps out.
Decay, make me an acrobatics or like a let's see. It would be
moving car roll.
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. Cool. I have gymnastics. Okay. 1 success on 5 dice.
So you only knock a couple of the rolls of toilet paper things that you've gotten out of the back of the van as you like push open the doors and try and climb out of your nest.
Come on. No, I don't sit in the back. I'm sitting shotgun.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay.
Oh, you're on a throne.
Yeah, I was saying I thought you made a little.
No, I packed everything back in there. Why the
okay,
hell
gotcha.
would I?
You're guarding your stuff.
I'm not a dragon.
Okay, well, Blitz is gonna hop out after him, and are we like rolling by, or are we going?
Yeah, so like
okay,
you were behind
I could just
them
hop
in the
out of the
America car, and so you were driving the other car.
But the Cipher was driving it.
Cipher left it on follow.
Technically, yes, he had it on
follow me. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are like over here, like on the street on this side.
Okay.
May I, because it seems like a lot of shit's happening at once, it's going to bug me, but I will park the car not in a perfect parking space, but I will deal with it. And then immediately go into VR and try to hard hack the security systems. And you tell me how you want to break this up. With a security level clearance, see what the cameras are showing, and then paint that as a screen for everyone who has image link.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is, because we're starting to take actions that will affect initiative.
Yes, I figured that was a big chunk. So.
Yeah, we are going to let me get the turn order tracker up here.
I would like to, step 1, try to hack the security node, or try to hack the node at a security level clearance. Okay. I guess that's step 1. So flash roll. Hacking is 4 plus 6 for logic, plus 2 for VR, plus what's exploit? Donde esta? 4. Ooh, probably gonna hurt myself, but this seems important. And minus 3 for security.
Yep.
And what the hell is the ending? It's like keep D6 greater than
D6
5.
greater than 5. Greater than or equal to 5.
Oh, not question mark 5. 5 successes on the hack for security level clearance. However,
and this is your hacking on the fly?
Yes. I also need to resist 4. That's not good. I'm going to get hurt. That's okay. 4 fade. Oh, damn. Okay. Nice. I'm good.
Nice. Okay. And you have 3 net successes, so you have a security level clearance on this node. You can see that basically it controls the cameras on the outside of the building, and then 2 cameras on the inside of the building.
So I don't know the right way to try to get to the end result here, but like I'd like to use all those cameras plus to basically build a map project the map in the image link and try to paint red targets bad guys, but maybe 2 different colors of bad guys, like one for who's shooting at one side, who's shooting on the other side.
Sure. Okay. So, firstly, on the outside cameras, you see your group approaching. On the inside cameras, there is a camera here in the office.
Hmm.
And then on the outside corners,
Got it.
there are cameras there.
Those will be nice.
Yeah. So basically, I think your actions for this turn are used up. And then, but we'll come back around to you at the beginning of the second turn while everybody, like, unless anyone has any secondary actions they'd like to do as they approach the building.
Yeah, Blitz wants to talk to Decay.
Okay. So Decay, do you have any secondary actions as you run towards this building?
As I'm running towards the building, I can see something in the distance, and I say, Blitz, whatever you're going to say, you have to say it now. The end of the episode's coming. And I point to a giant clock in the sky. Blitz, what are we talking about?
She says, hold on. Let's see who's shooting at who first before we run in.
Okay. Sniff, is there any secondary actions you would like to take as you run towards this building?
Secondary actions. I'm going to let these two, Decay and Blitz, be in front of Sniff. That is his secondary action, is to just be a couple steps behind.
Great. Can I sell everybody on doing this combat next episode?
Yes, but I would like to just describe the scene inside first.
All right, Spoon, fine. You have 5. The clock says you have 5 minutes.
All right. So on these cameras that Cipher has just hacked, you all see in your AR feeds a picture-in-picture of the inside of this warehouse, the lights flickering, marked by bright flashes of gunfire. You see 5, 6 gangers in Mamba colors crouched behind steel shelving, behind crates. 3 of them are up in the office. The door is swung open and they're like stacked up on the door, basically. They all have a variety of firearms, mostly pistols and submachine guns. You do see the large orc man that you saw in the video of the Stuffer Shack. He is up here. The other parties in the warehouse here are 3 what look like they seem from their movements and their gear to be trained operatives of some type. They're in black, like it's not like full body armor or anything like that, but they are in black armored jackets with helmets with face masks, and they are all carrying silenced submachine guns. And like they've already taken down several gangers, and they're firing up in controlled bursts at the ones on the railing and the ones on the factory floor as well. And you also do see on the desk in here the satchel with it is kind of like a briefcase size thing that has been pulled out of it that you recognize as your package.
All right. DK turns as a free action end of this pass and goes, well, he's just like, well, fuck. This is not a good situation.
Definitely messy.
Does Blitz have any explosives or grenades, launch grenades, grenades to toss?
No, but she does have a big fuck off shotgun.
I do have a
Yeah,
big fuck off shotgun.
That's the thing, though. You can only kill one person at a time, and only if you can see them. I was just thinking, what if we just killed everyone from a distance?
Maybe if we sell the car, we can buy a grenade launcher. I
We
know
don't
a
have
guy.
time. Let's be serious. Be serious. We need realistic solutions to problems available before us now.
Sniff's going to go with mass confusion, I think, to start. We'll see. We'll see, though.
You have that spell?
I do.
Okay, well, that makes a difference. Here's how I assume the upcoming combat's gonna go. You know what? That's gonna be our outro question. Is how we all assume it's gonna go for our character. I think we're going to learn just how incredibly easy to kill Decay is, and I'll be burning an edge point before the end of the next night. I think I'm going to start running at somebody Naruto style and go in for some palm strikes or some shit. And a dude's just going to be like, I don't know, automatic shotgun. Just fucking gun him down before he ever does anything. Yeah, Cipher. How do you think the next combat's going to go for you?
Well, I think you should call out who your target is you're going to go running at, so I can auto-eject his magazine and his gun.
Ooh, that is a thing you can do.
That's great, except with
That's
a shotgun, you really only need one shot. But yeah, I do like that plan for sure.
You're good.
Sniff.
Well, like I said, I'm going to drop that mass confusion, and Sniff's going to remain a couple steps behind the two heavies and let them do some talking.
Blitz.
Blitz is pretty good at like tactics and warfare, so she's probably going to assess the situation and decide what the best course of action is.
You have a whole week to do that. Decay is incredibly stupid. So I'm not going to do any of that work, and I'm going to expect you to come up with the plan for Decay, because otherwise his default plan is to run to the nearest target and kill them.
That's a valid plan.
For Blitz to assess the situation, stop running, turn around, and walk back to the van.
They've got this one, guys.
Here's
We're
the
good.
thing. We may honestly be in a situation where it would be better for us to just wait for one side to kill the other side.
I was wondering why you got out and started running. I was like,
Because we don't know what's inside.
Yeah.
We have to be ready.
Yep.
Listen, if we hang around at the door and then run in, but the problem here is once one side wins, I assume that the winning side will be the trained super agents, and then they'll go up to the heavily defended second floor bunker, and then we'll have to get them out. So we're gonna have to XCOM this.
I love that you're like there's trained super agents now. Also, this is not a heavily
clothing.
This is not a heavily defended bunker. It's literally like the office of a warehouse.
I have the beginnings of a plan.
If you have steel plates on a second floor shooting down at people who are running through open ground, I would say you're in a pretty good defensive location.
Sure. Yes.
Now, compared to the gangers we assume they're facing, these guys are super agents.
They are a step above the gangers. That is true.
All right. Well, as the game master, pick one character in the world, any character at all, and tell us how you think the combat is going to go for that character next time.
I choose the Great Dragon Lofweir, and he doesn't give a shit. No, in all reality, I think the like it's going to be a really interesting
BigSpoon. You can't just be like, I'm not going to answer the question. What the hell, man?
So you guys are about to third party this 1v1 here.
We're the first party. They're the third party.
And the second
well,
party.
but this firefight has already started. So you guys are the third party entering the firefight, and it's going to be really interesting to see. I think it's going to be. So the trained operatives will probably kill several of the gangers on the first turn, and then it depends on rolls after that.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for Decay to run in and instead of attacking, loot the dead body that's in front of him. The dead ganger.
Let me just pick up this Seska Scorpion here and tuck that into my back pocket, and I'll be on my way, fellas.
What's that? This is food?
Is that a
My neighborhood
granola
needs
bar?
this. Yes.
I'm here trying to secure a good life for several dozen people.
I did appreciate that you go and, oh, hey, I'm going to pick up all this stuff.
Yeah. It's not for me. It's for the people.
It's for the guys on the 63rd floor.
No, it's for the guys on the 64th floor.
Sniff's got one person he's looking out for. It's his mom. He's paying for the rich life for her, and that's where all this money's going.
Wow, that's really nice. Is that a negative quality that you took for yourself?
Yeah, he's got a dependent.
Yes. These are my dependents, the people. I do want to say I have notes here that say that when we get back, still covered in blood and stinking of what's almost certainly going to be gun smoke, Decay is going to stop at the apartment of the guy who got held up. But it's probably going to be like 2 a.m. on New Year's Eve. And he's just going to like go knock on that guy's door and be like, hey, sorry that happened to you before going to sleep.
Here's some toilet paper and some soybeanos.
Yeah, absolutely going to continue to fuck with that guy's life just for one more scene.
Those go hand in hand. You eat the Soyritos, you need the toilet paper.